Hello and welcome. My name is Kaz.
I'm Figure.
And we're playing some Rainbow Six Siege tonight. It's gonna be a fun night. Every single Monday night that we
Every
do
Monday.
this. I'm so glad at opening up the stream. Can you guys tell? Having some pretty decent weather today. It's been a little chilly. Obviously, I got my sweatshirt on, Sea Shadow, with his hoodie.
And the
You're
cap.
looking and the cap. Is that keeping you warm?
Kinda, yeah.
Oh, well,
I'm used to having really long hair, so it's a little chilly on the head now.
that makes sense.
Yep, we have a match against the St. Mary's University varsity team from... Ooh, forgive me if I get this wrong.
You already looked it up.
I did look it up, but I forget. I want to say it's San Antonio, Texas that we're coming from.
Double check that. I'm gonna look
yeah,
that
that's probably smart. Forgive me.
Oh,
Aha,
you
I
were
was
right. There you go.
I was looking at it for like an hour before the stream started, but but yeah, it looks like it's going to be an interesting match. I couldn't find a whole lot of details on the players, so I don't have a whole lot of analytical insight to any of them. But I think it's based on what I did see. I think it's going to be a very interesting match. We're going to see maybe some unorthodox plays. I think based on what I've seen. But
I love that.
I'm very excited.
I always like the opportunity to see some more like interesting gameplay come onto the stream. Sometimes I'm very tired of the pixel long corner for like half the round.
Some of the more interesting matches that we actually see are the ones where we see some newer faces versus the older faces. From what I've seen, this could be wrong information because it is very hard to find players on R6 Tracker accurately, and I don't know if these are actually the players until we actually get in. From based on what I have found, it looks that at least two of the players are a little bit lower elo than some of our players by a bit of a margin. But
yeah,
that can honestly be a really big advantage.
Right?
Oh yeah, we have champions. So we have some people at the very top of the leaderboard, and we have some people at the very bottom of the leaderboard. And when those two clash, it equalizes a little bit.
Kind
because
of.
You get people that are like, it's like in Counter-Strike when you get some people that are so like they get that muscle memory down, and anytime they see something like go around the corner, they just do that like quick flick to where they don't get blinded. But on the other side of that, it was just some newbie that threw his gun out and then walked around a corner and then was able to see that player and get him before he turned around because that muscle memory. So it's the new people are some more terrifying ones to face because you don't know what they're going to do.
Well, that's promising. I feel like that's promising a little optimism for the stream here. I'm going to preface this with the plug since I'm not exactly sure how long it's going to take for us to get into the action. But if you like any of what you're going to see today, be sure to follow if you're not already. You got a free Twitch Prime sub laying around. You can contribute it to us, help support the channel, get some fun emotes. You can also join us in our Discord server.
And here we have our Rainbow Six team getting ready. It looks like we're having a little bit of trouble getting into the match, but sometimes our computers don't exactly like to cooperate with us, but it looks like our director is in there getting them through.
Hey, when is a night without tech issues?
True.
Is that summer? No. Okay. I thought this random person with like vaguely long hair.
I am telling her that you said that.
Oh.
You can take a picture. This you?
Yeah.
Kaz thought so.
I was like vaguely, he's like with the hand against their mouth. I was like, this is...
Oh, and it looks like we are getting into the match.
Starting on Chalet.
Chalet.
I kind of like this map.
I love this map because it's classic, and I have had both really good memories on this map and really bad ones.
But it's very fair.
Depending on who they ban, I think it'll influence a lot of what exactly we see. Because I'm going to guess that we're going to get a Thatcher ban from this. An Ace ban? Okay.
Right.
I did see that Ace was one of the top operators for at least one of their players, if my information is correct.
One of St. Mary's or one of ours?
One of St. Mary's.
Oh. Okay. So, yeah, I think I see Dakaibi get banned like every single R6 match I've ever watch.
I
People
never
do not
understood
like her.
the hate for Dekebi. I feel like, I mean, yeah, she's annoying to deal with, but when it comes to utility, she's not nearly as threatening, in my opinion. Because I'm so used to the Thatcher band. Okay, Mira is a guaranteed pick on this one, especially on like Garage. Mira is an absolute menace. And the last one being
Azami.
I don't think I've actually seen an Azami ban this season.
Huh.
Was that our pick or their pick? I don't remember.
That was ours.
That was ours?
Yeah, I was gonna be like, I think like Akeno plays Azami sometimes, but I could be wrong about that. Maybe we're just going for some different stuff today. I don't know.
Arky with the Warden buddy.
I think we're ready to have a little bit of fun. I like that. I like the idea of us going into our matches. Of course, trying to take things seriously, but for the most part, trying to have a little bit of fun.
Attackers need to locate
The amount of area
bomb.
denial utility on STMU's team, we got a Gridlock and a Grim. Do we have... Oh, okay, so we do have a Bandit. We have a Bandit, a Smoke, Mai, Warden, and Legion. Okay. And then going up against Thermite, Buck, Lion, Grim, and Gridlock. I'm kind of curious on what the strategy is going to be here, because if I were on STMU, I'm anticipating a Thermite through Garage, but they don't exactly have anything to counter Bandit. So if Bandit electrifies that, then that entire thing is it's gone. But I am seeing some drones over on the northern side
Attackers are
of the
moving out
map.
to locate a bomb and defuse it.
It'll be interesting to see. Oh, yeah, okay. It looks like they might be going to Garage.
Device placed. Activating jammer.
And I'm just waiting to see here exactly where everyone is moving. But we got a Grim going up towards Garage. Have a few other people kind of circling around here.
Device placed.
There's nothing.
I don't think this is actually like a terrible hold, at least coming from the Vandals. So, yeah. Because I mean, at least most of them are downstairs anyway.
Oh, Aquino's just waiting. Oh, but he's looking.
Stay clear of the blast zone.
This is what he does, from what I remember anyway. Look at him, sitting up here lurking, looking for any picks from anybody who may be coming in through upstairs.
Okay, so we have a side entry here. They're playing it real cautiously. They're stacking up on the door. They're waiting to see what the plan is. Oh, no one. They didn't bandit that. Ooh, that's gonna be a wide angle. Oh, but they do have a jammer.
Changing mag.
They do get that wall open.
Reloading.
Are they really going to be able to push? I mean, like, it's kind of nice seeing St. Mary, like, trying to hold these initial angles, but, like, once we actually... Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Once we actually get into the meat of the round, Kano finding a pick off of Sync.
Oh, they are all stacked up on that one area. I'm so nervous that a single grenade is going to take out half their team over there.
Oh.
Attackers dropped the diffuser.
I'm surprised STMU was able to see that peak. That was basically a pixel.
I could barely see it. I'm like, what am I looking at here?
If I didn't have the outlines, I wouldn't have seen it. Everyone's just kind of antsy right now. They're just kind of backing around, going from corner to corner. No one really wants to be the first one to push.
Especially since STMU already has the numbers disadvantage here. Obviously, they know where the bombs are, but like trying to find an offensive move is a bit more difficult than I think they would prefer.
Phantom managing to
Attackers
find
recovered the
Aquino.
bomb diffuser.
Oh, that was the wrong time to look
Attackers are
away.
activating the bomb diffuser.
Oh my god.
Okay, nice
Attackers
trade,
need to
nice
protect
2K
the
coming out
diffuser.
from Marky.
Position compromised.
Finding that round, getting the diffuser down.
Defenders have disabled the bomb diffuser.
There we go.
There
And
we
the
go.
first
Attempt failed.
win.
Defenders win.
I'm seeing a lot of caution from STMU. A lot of them are kind of stacking up, not really exactly sure what to do. I think they had maybe a little bit of a lack of utility. I think, honestly, both sides felt like they had a lack of utility. There was a lot of stalemates going on. Nothing quite really there to break tension.
Might be fun. might be okay. I am not sure. I am a little bit nervous for St. Mary's for sure. But they at least, like, it seems they have some kind of fundamental idea of how they should take the approach. Now it's just about figuring out what to do in the middle of the round.
Yeah. And I think it looks like U of I also noticed that kind of like stacking up on the same door, as now we have a Goyo replacing our we had a Goyo and a Jaeger. And I think that's pretty indicative of the captain saying, hey, we had a lot of flashbangs coming in, and we also had a lot of the team stacking up on the same area. So kind of switching the tactics to maybe provide a little more defense against that same strategy, as STMU is looking like they might be doing the same strategy. They have the same lineup, but then again, I don't know if they're going to do the same thing, as we are in a different site now. And man, I bet that Mira ban is really hurting right now, because Mira is amazing on this site. With so many like wide angles, you can get some really, really deadly shots in here.
But I think a ban like that isn't exactly deterring to the Vandals. I'm sure they've been able to make do in worse situations.
Oh, absolutely. It's just sad to see Mira not being able to shine in this particular spot, because Mira is just the one that you pick for this.
A lot of shots coming out from STMU trying to find their approach into the building.
Where actually, I can't see where STMU is. Where are they?
Mostly droning from spawn, I think, right now.
Okay, so we have Carlos up here on terrace. And then it looks like the rest of them are already inside on top floor.
Getting us more intel.
There goes the Lion. Ooh, he's stuck on stairs. Wait, was that not a red? Hold on. That was that red on your screen? I don't know. Maybe I'm sure. There's no one to rectify that, so the Thermite is able to make a wide angle into that site.
The attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped.
I mean, nice initial pick from Akina, but that's gonna hurt.
Yeah. Got that 4 to 5 right now, and Lion's second one is going down, forcing the Vandals to stop all their rotation. A lot of the Vandals are upstairs right now. Wait. Yeah. Wait, dude, hold on. What just...
So we're looking at the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that was red. Those are two...
All right. No. I just want to see how this plays
I'm
out.
so confused right now. Two enemies just looked at each other and did not do anything. This is like the second time this has happened.
Right. What is that? Wow. I love this game so much.
What is
Man,
happening?
finding another one out of Dirty Dave. It's going to make it 3v5 in the Vandals' favor. And another one for man. Taking out Mozzie there.
Seconds remaining.
Ooh, they're going to have to make an aggressive push.
Yeah, SMTU was getting a
swing.
little too antsy with that.
Icy and Man finding both their kills in relative quick succession. Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Well, Orange, but I mean, even then, like, we all saw that.
Yeah.
I think we all saw that person just down the hall look at each other and then not make any sort of engagement at all. I wonder if that was intentional or not. Maybe they were like, we can just ignore it for now and make a different approach later.
Maybe, I don't know.
I'm a little too fast for R6. I would have just run him down, tried to go for the corner engage, and probably get shot in the process, but
It's not Overwatch.
no, it is not.
I mean, you could play it like it, and you might honestly get a few kills with it. play some Amaru, just some
Bomb
quick,
located by attackers.
you know, grapple hook into a window and just run into sight within the first 15 seconds. All right, but it looks like the Vandals are going to go to the same site as
10
before.
seconds left before insertion.
Camera feed up and running.
Wait,
5
all right?
seconds to
No,
go.
no, we are upstairs now.
Ready to activate. We are not protected.
Attacker's objective is to defuse a bomb.
Yeah, we are now all playing upstairs. I think last round they were kind of confusing the attackers a little bit because we had like 4 Vandals upstairs and 1 actually in sight. So it kind of forced a little bit more vertical movement from STMU.
Which is a tactic we actually utilize a lot. I'll talk about it more later. Might be a potential engagement. Here, New Era actually taking out Chan for the initial pick for STMU this round.
New Era is just a sniper on that balcony right there.
Watch over us.
I think almost every round I've seen Carlos over there.
And this might actually be a little nicer for STMU. I think they're used to trying to take the approach from upstairs anyway.
Yeah, I think it's definitely, in my opinion, I think it's easier to take the top floor and then work your way down than to kind of clear in the middle. Because then you have to worry about upstairs and downstairs instead of just in front of you. It looks like they are able to get off that thermite charge. It's strange that we don't have any kind of electricity going on. I would think that would be part of our strategy here, but apparently not.
Singh taking out a Kino in an angle I was not able to see, but it looks like STMU has the number advantage this round.
Buck is doing Buck things right now.
Looks about right.
Looks like the Vandals are not revealing their position just yet, waiting for Buck to reveal himself. Oh, we might see the pixel peek here. Oh, and
Mozzie
Icy goes
taking out
down.
Icy. Marky taking out Mozzie though. It's not, again, not over until that round is over. Man getting a little bit aggressive, taking out that kill. Marky taking out Carlos. Slowly bringing the numbers down for STMU.
There we
Dirty
go.
Dave taking out Man. Marky taking out Dave for the trade though. It's a 1v1 situation with the
There
diffuser
we
down.
go. Yep.
Oh.
And that is Buck. I'm surprised he actually was able to start defusing without showing himself, and that kind of confused the Buck a little bit, but he heard that sound and walked forward a little bit.
I mean, I think part of the issue as well is that we just weren't ready for it. Obviously, again, lots of engagement happened in a very short amount of time. It was suddenly a 1v1.
Yeah.
You're on 2 different floors trying to deal with the diffuser, so obviously, I think that was planned. I think they kind of planned around that.
Yeah, I mean, Buck and Verticality are basically the only way to play him other than just using that battle rifle to immense destruction.
Reloading.
But now it looks like we have a Cade and we are back down in the basement. And I think we are learning from the past 2, and we've got some electricity down as we have Cade throwing both of his claws onto the 2 major points here. And it looks like we might have at least, looks like 2 people reinforced. Oh, no, we broke the hatch. Okay, just prematurely breaking the hatch already.
5 seconds remaining.
Maybe
Attackers are moving out to
something
locate
planned
bomb
for a
and
little bit
defuse it.
later in the game, but I can't. I mean, I can't accurately predict something like that. So
Maybe. And it looks like they are... Oh, okay, Buck is the one roaming. And we might have a little bit of conflict over there. Oh, is that Carlos going up through? I think it might be.
Planting toxins.
Yep, Carlos, I think, is trying to look through the kitchen window to maybe pick off any roamers in there. Yep, it is Carlos. And now he's waiting for someone to maybe try and do a rush or a spawn move of some kind. Ooh, almost getting the drone there. Ooh, does Legion notice? Carlos still holding that angle. Oh, I think that's why they broke the hatch. through. Okay, so they broke in through the top floor, and Mozzie finds a Kino, takes him out. We have a 3-stack pushing their way downstairs. Wow, Sync also finds Chan. And it looks like they're going to do a rush push down through the southern side, I believe it is. Yeah, they know they're there now. Ooh, how? I saw a bullet get fired.
Hit Reg.
Man.
R6
Hit
scam.
rejected.
Vision's clear.
Maybe Warden will find something here.
I'm
Bomb located
definitely
by attacker.
hoping so. I'm not sure what the plan should be for the Vandals now, but we've seen literally the last. Oh, I
my
see.
God.
Taking out Mozzie, complete headshot through the smoke.
Can you do it again?
He's gonna definitely try to, for sure.
Just kind of waiting to see. And
There it
we
is,
go.
yeah.
Oh, that's one. That's
Defenders
two.
have eyes on the diffuser. Attackers
Marky
need
has to play
protection.
this. Sorry, Icy has to play this incredibly careful. Oh, looking
It's-
away from the angle just a little too soon.
It's so sad seeing some of these deaths are just looking away at just the wrong time.
Well, obviously, they don't know that.
Yeah. Sync, wow, Sync is really getting those kills with a 6. That's a 3 KD. Tied.
Although Marky kind of matching him there.
Yeah, Marky is matching him.
Maybe it was a ping diff.
Maybe.
Because from what I'm seeing, it looks like the Vandals are a little bit higher. I don't
Attackers
know.
need to
Oh,
locate
yeah.
and defuse
Yeah,
the
we
bomb.
are. We are good, like almost 20 ping higher, but eh. We'll only say ping is the problem if we lose.
Yeah, exactly.
Attackers have
Exactly.
located a bomb.
Gotta keep that card in the back pocket. But honestly, with seeing STMU using those stack tactics, I'm honestly really impressed with just how coordinated they are. They feel a lot more coordinated than the Vandals tonight.
Organ's ready. Shoot it if you need it.
And maybe, like, they just got a little too comfortable after the first 2 rounds. They're
10
just
seconds
looking for their
remaining.
footing
Ready to
here.
go.
Maybe, yeah.
Is a situation that happens in
5
a couple
seconds
other
to go.
games, so I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case here. But still, doesn't
Attackers are
explain it.
heading out to defuse the bomb.
STMU definitely already tied things up. Already round 5 in
Attackers
this
dropped
half.
the
It's
diffuser.
looking a little
Oh,
rough. But
Aquino.
Aquino immediately taking out Carlos.
Another thing that I'm noticing is that STMU is running the same operator lineup one after another, and it seems to be working. So it makes me think that STMU has really practiced this lineup, and I'm wondering if this is their map choice or ours. Because if this is their map choice, it would make sense that they're running the same lineup and something that they've been practicing for a while. But, oh, Dave gets found and is put down.
Oh,
One,
oh
and that's
my.
2. Okay, we might
Kino looking
see-
for the ace,
we
maybe?
might
Question
be getting
mark?
an ace over
Mozzie
here.
is like, no, I don't want this.
Get
Leave me
outta here.
alone.
I don't want the smoke. Get me out of here. It looks like they left the diffuser back here. Yeah, they dropped the
Attackers recovered the bomb
diffuser here.
diffuser.
And Aquino, Aquino, don't do this.
I was literally just about to talk about how, you know, the Vandals realized we need to play up more. We got to play a little bit more aggressive if we want to find some success here. But
Yeah.
no, Aquino just locked in. So we're gonna see where that goes from here.
Aquino is in the right place at the right time. And I don't know exactly what is going on. Mozzie seems to be just kind of sitting up on the roof. Oh, maybe. Can't see. I just see the floating name tag. There we go. I'm wondering if I was about to say saving, but like that doesn't make sense.
That
in
doesn't
this
make sense in
game.
this situation. So like, are they gonna look for a pick or are they just gonna stall? They
I'm not
aren't
sure.
moving. They're not moving an inch. About to be a minute left on the round clock here, and yeah, Mozzie's kind of just spamming Q&E here.
Just kind of enjoying the view.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
You know, you got to give Ubisoft credit for, you know,
They do
making the
make good
game look good.
landscapes.
Yeah.
Where is Chalet even supposed to be set? Oh, ooh, maybe here. This
They're
might be
gonna
what-
get
Defender
really
exposed.
aggressive here.
Yep. Oh, here we go. Yep. There it is.
Oh.
Got aggressive.
I mean, they want the kill.
Oh, maybe Aquino, do it.
Yeah! Big ace coming out of Aquino
the right
there.
place at the right time. That's what I'm telling you.
It's gotta be. What do I call it here? Game sense.
Something
I think
like that.
Aquino was just prepared. You know, took the angle with intent. We're like, they're gonna try and rush this here. I hear them moving upstairs. I'm gonna see if I can pick them off, and I did it successfully.
I mean, Gridlock being a 3 armor unit is really, really loud when
Attackers
she
need
makes
to locate
footsteps,
and
so maybe
defuse as
Aquino
many
heard
bombs
that
as they
drop.
can.
Ugh, that's gotta feel good for Aquino.
I mean, it's probably gonna feel good for the Vandals as well. I mean,
Oh,
obviously just
absolutely.
dropping 2 rounds. I'm assuming they're gonna try and finish off this half
Target's ready.
strong.
Let them come.
Honestly, that's a huge morale boost as well.
I mean, obviously, just losing those 2 rounds in a row, it's like, come on, like, what are
Yeah.
we doing? And then once you find that round again, could just be an opportunity for a steamroll
Attackers
here.
are located a
Aquino
bomb.
really just said, fine, I'll do it myself.
Exactly, and
10 seconds.
then he locked in and did it himself.
If you won't lock in, I will.
5 seconds to go.
But now we're in everyone's favorite site on Chile to
Attackers are
defend.
heading out
We
to
are back
defuse a bomb.
into Garage.
Radio activate.
It looks like we did bring some electricity this time with Cade coming in. Is it Cade or Kaid? I don't know.
Don't ask me, I don't play the game.
Okay, looks like we're gonna see a very similar push as the last time. Carlos is gonna maybe try and get a pick here. The repelling sniper.
I love this Tarzan angle.
Yep. Oh, maybe a break in from top. And, oh, okay. I think they're doing. And there goes the drone. I think they are doing the
That
same
was a
strategy as
move.
they did last time.
I'm hoping the Vandals, I mean, are actually like prepared to read this attack. They obviously hear what's going on.
Oh yeah, Aquino's in here. Aquino is ready and waiting. Ooh, almost gets picked off by that.
Running around, he's looking for an angle. He knows people might be upstairs, but for now, I think he's just worried about protecting himself, which could mean just free space for SMU. Obviously, you have 3 going down the stairs again, holding that angle.
So many bullets just flying everywhere right now.
Yeah, and not a lot of use being made out of it. I mean, obviously, SMU has already taken a little bit of damage this round.
I think the Vandals has kind of given off the impression that there are a lot of people here when there's no one here. We have a few people roaming into the sides, but right now everyone's just kind of waiting in sight. See what happens here. They're all stacking up.
Track sting is deployed. Tracks out.
They're doing the same tactic. Are we going to be able to adjust?
They have to know this is coming, right?
It's the same thing they've done the past 3 times.
I mean, what I think is even worse is that it's once the clock starts going out, they're gonna start getting antsy.
Yeah.
45 seconds left here.
And there goes
Aquino
Mozzie.
taking out Mozzie.
Ooh, Chan gets the C4 kill.
The diffuser. Position compromised.
Oh!
And gets
And
another one on
Sync as
Sync.
well, running off with like an inch of his life. Man and Chan and Marky. But
It's
finally
gonna
traded up
be
by
a
Icy.
1v1.
What is going on? I mean, we've seen this exact same situation a couple of rounds ago. Hopefully the Vandals are just a little bit more prepared to take this time, especially since it's Aquino here. Like, he should be a little bit more capable. Yeah. But you got a little antsy. You're running out of time. You're going to try and make a move and not be prepared to take the counter angle.
Yeah, if he had just gone around that corner and tried to push a little bit, he would have caught him when he was looking at those stairs. So, that's so sad to see. But, hey, the STMU strategy has worked every single time now. So, that's honestly pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I think they just... If it's kind of like the idea about fighting games where if one combo or one move is continuing to work and is continuing to do damage to you, it's happening for a reason. I think the Vandals don't exactly know what that reason is yet. Maybe they're figuring it out. I'm assuming at this point they should be talking about it and figuring out
Hopefully.
where
Protect your bombs from being defused by
patch up
attackers.
some of their defense, but
But
who
now we get to
knows?
see STMU on defense and the Vandals on attack.
I believe this is the last round and a half, right?
No, we just switched.
Oh yeah, because it's 6. Yeah.
We have to get to 7 to win. Looks like we're honestly pretty evenly matched right now. For 3 and 3 on defense, that's pretty good. Looks like trying to figure
10
out
seconds to
exactly
insertion.
what the defensive strategy here is.
5 seconds remaining.
I'm barely seeing any reinforcements. It looks like we got one electrified wall up there.
Attacker's objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
It's like a lot of them are still doing some last-minute prep and getting some lines of sight put up. You have that one electrified wall right there that is protecting against the main terrace inside. And it looks like we have a 3 and 2 split. Oh, he's waiting. He's waiting. It looks like he got spotted. Oh, he's ready. Ozzy's on cams while Dave is sitting in bar storage.
Oh, Phantom already taking quite a bit of damage here.
Just catching strays right there.
Maybe trying to move away, avoid this angle. It might let the Vandals kind of walk in scot-free, but could just be safer in the long run to have those numbers.
Oh, they know they're there. Just one stray bullet is all it needs. And Aquino finds Dave.
I love the drone literally stopping right in front of him. Mozzie taking out Aquino. Trying to knock down some of the Vandals' numbers just a little bit. Obviously, STMU isn't being as proactive about finding any information during this round, which maybe is a good
Bomb
thing.
has been located.
And the Vandals were, in fact, able to get that thermite charge off. That is going to change everything in this match.
Yeah.
Down to a 2v4. Carlos sitting over in piano, and Sync is on site. The Vandals are very slowly pushing their way up to the site as they get information over. He is, oh, just barely missing that headshot. And, ooh, that smoke.
my.
Oh,
Okay.
deadly.
Kind of a trade. Chan taking out one, but being taken out a little bit later, and Markey finishing it out. First attacker round for the Vandals to take the lead. Hopefully feeling a little bit better. You see that pop off on screen from our wonderful players here. I think they're feeling a little bit more confident, but obviously it was just the first round of the half. Still need to stay locked in. Still need to make some things happen before
Absolutely.
officially finding that confidence anyway.
And that last bullet just barely scraped by on smoke. I was surprised. I was honestly surprised that counted as a hit. Yeah, both teams are doing pretty comfortably in more or less the same operators. Not
Attackers
seeing
need
a
to
whole
locate
lot of
and defuse
variety.
as
Very
many bombs
different
as
from
they
what
can.
we saw against CGA last week. That one we saw a huge switch up of operators like almost every round. But now it seems like we've kind of gotten comfortable in our strategy and we've kind of settled into a set roster now. As Cade is reinforcing that same wall,
Ready for company.
probably going to electrify it following up. And yep, there it is. There goes the electrified. There it is.
Deploying welcome mat.
10 seconds left before insertion.
STMU must really like this site because this is the second time
5
they've
seconds left.
chosen it.
Putting a shell in place.
Which maybe they're kind of anticipating the Vandals to do what they did, which was kind of just go in from the top and work your way down.
Yeah.
but didn't really seem like they did that last round. I mean, they keep going in from at least mid-floor. I was going to say first, but I guess that's technically basement.
Now looks like the Vandals are probably going to work their way up, as both Marquis and Man are sniping from the terraces and hanging down. They're looking for anyone to catch with this. Oh, it looks like they might have found one. There's Frost. God, it's so quiet with these two teams facing. Everyone's so tense in it. There's very few people playing aggressively. Almost saw him there.
Reload!
These two are just playing time and trying to get anyone with this. We hear that game going off. Manages to get the Frost trap. And there's Frost manages to pick off Marquis, but he gets revenge.
Honestly, if I was looking at the right thing, I don't even think Sync should have died there, but maybe it's fine. Phantom taking out IC, causing a little bit of pressure on the Vandals, who are now down in numbers.
It looks like yep, and Aquino finds Phantom. Aquino seems to be the one that's really playing aggressive here. The Man is taking a lot of damage from that. Buck is playing verticality right now. Just waiting for anyone to appear.
Changing mags.
Will they get it off this time? They will, in fact, get it off.
Drone up.
We
bomb
have
has been
25 seconds left to get that bomb down. This is going to be close.
Fan taking out Dave. Putting in the numbers in their favor, but still don't have a lot of time to get the diffuser. Yeah, Phantom taking out Man.
10 seconds left. 10 seconds.
I think they're just going to hope for a win by elimination, but might not be able to find it. Mozzie taking out Aquino. It's a 2-1 fight, and
there it is. Just that time, that pressure.
Hey, well thrown, gotta say.
Absolutely, yeah. Vandals, we gotta be a little more aggressive.
I think we're just, in some situations, we're playing with a big lack of information, so we're not exactly sure how to take the approach. It's fine. I think all they really need to do is just discuss how to time things better. I don't know.
Yeah, and now we're gonna be in garage and cellar, so I'm wondering what we're gonna see from the Vandals in terms of strategy. We do have a Thermite and a Maverick.
Attackers need to locate and
Maverick
defuse as
is
many bombs as
particularly
they can.
deadly on this. And let's see.
Jammer ready.
Yeah, we're
Attackers
gonna get a
have
full
located
reinforce
bomb.
in wine cellar and probably a full reinforce in garage as well. A small rotate hole has been made right by that A-bomb right there, as you can see.
Electroclaw is active. You can stop worrying.
This strategy right here is almost identical to the Vandals, but it looks like they left a soft wall to prevent that stack up.
ADS deployed and ready.
10 seconds remaining.
And they do actually get the hatch. That was one
5
thing that was
seconds
always
left.
getting me, is not reinforcing the hatch. It stresses me out.
Attackers' objective is to defuse a bomb.
Okay, I think the Vandals are probably going to go for a garage breach. But I could be wrong, as I haven't seen them play on this map before. Okay, Maverick is going upstairs. Interesting. Maybe anticipating a run out of some kind. Interesting choice where Man is by himself with diffuser.
Drone is ready to go.
And an Icy. It's kind of holding off by the side. Drone going down into the side stairs. Kind of looking for a weak point over there. And Maverick is now finally looking into sight. Taking a little bit of a murder roll there. Ooh! Ouch. Maverick getting down by the impact. Wait, was that Ash just... Did Ash just break a reinforced wall? Hold on. What? I must be not aware of some kind of meta or something because that... If I saw that correctly, that shouldn't happen. Maybe it was like the soft wall that the reinforced one went into, but for me, I thought I saw it break the entire thing, so maybe I'm just wrong here. And Sync finds Shan.
Shan getting a little too eager, but Icy taking out Phantom for the 1-for-1. Sync also getting a little bit of damage out on somebody, being taken out eventually by Icy. The numbers are in the Vandals' favor. The positioning kind of is in the Vandals' favor.
But
Seems
man,
like
the health is what's getting me. Looking for a pick anywhere from there.
Flashbang away!
Ooh,
couple nice ones.
we're looking a little disoriented here.
Oh,
Getting a decent trade. Man finding Carlos and Mozzie finding Icy.
seems like they're finally getting that diffuser down. Never mind. Dave taking out Marky. There it is.
Now
About
that
45
timer is
seconds
put on.
there.
Defenders have eyes on the diffuser. Attackers need to protect it.
Oh, this is gonna be.
Oh.
Kino.
I was
finds
hoping
Mozzie.
something like that would happen. It's a very nice pick. Now, all that has to happen is that these guys just don't fall to Dave.
Just gotta play that.
They
time.
know he's here. They heard him fall.
And there
There
we
it
go.
is. Man taking out Dave. That's, I think, what they would have wanted.
Yeah.
That's a good way to proceed. 5-3 now for the Vandals.
That was much better. Had me stressed there for a moment.
5-4. Miscalled there.
Disappointing.
Yeah. Can't even do my job right. What are we doing? No, but the Vandals are certainly putting up a show. It's just, I think it's a lot closer than they would like it to be.
Yeah, definitely. Ooh, what is that Jaeger skin? That is. But it looks like we
Attackers
have
need to
more or
locate
less
and
the
defuse
same
as many
lineup.
bombs as
We
they can.
do have a, I think it's a Jaeger this time.
Activating
I
jammer.
think, yep, I think it's Jaeger is the one that got changed out. And then it looks like Marky's going to be making a hot switch from Ying to
Deploying
Zofia.
ADS. Reinforcing the floor. Jammer ready.
I actually forgot that you could switch out an operator.
Ready for company.
I'm pretty sure it's only one per. Oh no, two.
Jammer ready.
Got a Ram coming in.
Welcome that.
Wall secured.
I think in prep phase you can. Is it only
10
two?
seconds to go.
Because I
I
thought
thought
in
it
prep
was-
phase it was just anybody.
I thought it was only one
5
during the
seconds
prep phase, like one person on the
Bomb
team.
located by attackers.
Huh? I did not know that.
Attackers are heading out to
Interesting.
defuse a bomb.
Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest. I was so focused on that I completely forgot to look at where the site was or what they were doing. I was so confused. Okay, we are in. It looks like garage. Yep, we are in garage again. Maybe STMU learned a thing or two from that last round. We're gonna try and counter it. And it looks like the Vandals are gonna maybe try a hard push from stairway.
Drone is ready to go.
Just the drone popping its head up. Luna? And there goes the Ram. Oh, I see what the Vandals are doing here. Oh, no, this is not good for STMU. They're getting all the lines of sight, just flushing everyone out of sight right now.
approach I don't think I expected, really. Yeah, Chan taking out Phantom. Must be working, because now they're taking offensive angles to try and pick off people who are trying to leave site right now. It looks like some of St. Mary's have anchored down, decided not to move just yet.
We've seen this round seems to have gone a lot better for the Vandals. I don't know if that's just from. Wait, what was that Jaeger setup? Did you see that? 3 Jaegers on top of each other. I think all of them were into sight, but all of them were right next to each other. Interesting cover.
Oh!
That one was.
Wait,
just
that was
nice.
so big.
Yeah, that was just nice. Looks like Dave is the only one holding garage site right now, with Mozzie trying to hold off the Vandals.
Mozzie's taking out
Attackers are
Icy. This
activating
could be better. Oh, and Marky
There
takes
goes
out
Dave.
Dave. And gets the diffuser down. So fun stuff. Kind of in a 3v1 tight situation right now. Man, taking out Mozzie for the round finish and the match point. It's got to be nice.
Good, and honestly, this game has gone on like pretty well balanced in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, a lot closer than I was expecting based off of what you were telling me, but
Yeah, again, I could be looking at the wrong info. I could have had the wrong usernames and such. But yeah, this is just from what I've seen. This is much more entertaining to watch. I love seeing like these close games where it's like 4-6 or when we have 3-3 at the middle of a round. That's honestly a lot more fun to watch because then you have some more
tense
equally
situations.
matched.
Protect
Yeah.
your bombs from being defused by
Yeah,
attackers.
those tense situations where there's no one's moving because they know if they execute the plan that they want to do, at least half of them are going to go down. So everyone's just being really cautious with it. Looks like we're going to be on top floor this time in master bedroom. And we have a rotate hole, two rotate holes. Interesting. Maybe they're just supposed to be. Okay, everything is a rotate hole right now. I have not seen a single reinforcement gone up.
It's like, who needs reinforcements? We'll figure it out, right?
Have you
5
played
seconds
much of
remaining.
Siege recently?
I understand how the game works
Okay.
and how defense works for the
Attackers are
most
moving
part.
out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Huh.
Because one of the old strats when I played a lot of ranked was the open floor plan. Guys are OPs, by the way. Okay. One of the plans was called open floor plan, and he would go. What just happened? We just had a team kill on STMU's
It's
side.
all right. I don't think I need to cast the rest of that map. I'll just let that play out, I think.
Sure thing. We just won't question it. I don't
Yeah,
know
I
what's
mean,
really
like, what
going
do you
on.
really see there?
I wish we like saw like I don't know
Like,
if
that
was an
looks like
accident.
such a confident shot, too.
Yeah. Oh, there goes Ying. And Legion's in trouble. Marky finds Sync.
Nest in position.
I'm gonna be honest, this isn't looking good for STMU. They're just not
I think they accept the defeat. I think they are half during this round. I'm being completely respectful, but the defense prep rate phase was. I don't know what the plan was there, and I don't think they did either.
Yeah, they did find a kill on Marky, but now it is a 2v4. It is a 1v4.
So how do you think this one's gonna go?
You know, I'm just give me like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
1.5?
1
No.
quarters.
I was like, wait, that's up. There it is. Yeah.
I'm not sure what happened, but I think STMU might have been growing a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe that team kill was like an actual accident, and it just ruined their morale.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like open the match point round with a team kill. That's just instant game, right?
Maybe.
I guess so.
I'm not sure what happened
Wow.
right there, but Kino was doing work there.
Feeling himself. Pretty much like every single time I see him play, he's feeling himself. So, hey, can't hate on it.
I think Aquino is just kind of the top frag right now.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I didn't read the chat, guys. I didn't see. what that said.
There's no chat. The only chat that we're concerned with is you guys.
Yeah. Hope you guys
Anyways.
enjoyed that one. I was like, I can't even. I wish I had something more productive to say, but I think the end of that was almost a little anticlimactic.
It was kind of sad, a little bit. Just that unfortunate TK, I think, just kind of ruined either morale or then they just decided to throw a little bit. But
hey,
it was
map
not great.
1. We'll take it. I think we wanted it anyway, and that's why we took it. I don't know what was going on in the first half, but I think we found our footing really well in the second half, and then kind of just took things away from there. So we're going to take a quick 5. If you enjoy what you've been watching so far, please be sure to leave us a follow, subscribe if you're feeling generous, join our Discord server, which is linked down below, get some water or a snack or use the bathroom if you've been holding it, and we'll see you in a bit.
Hey guys, it's me. My partner isn't back yet, but we are going into the match. So I'm going to be solo casting for a little bit. So let's see how it's. Ah, here he is. My other caster has just gotten back, but we're in the banning phase right now of the next match. STMU is currently making their pick. Take your time. Come on over. And it looks like we're going to get another Dukebi ban. I think we're going to see very similar ones, but we are on Nighthaven Labs as our current map. All right, let's take a look at what the U of I ban is going to be for attackers. It's going to be another ace ban. What do you want to bet it's going to be the exact same one as last? I can't hear you on the mic, by the way.
Oh, right on. Hopefully I was loud enough for some of you guys to hear me. I said this other bag of Ruffles I'm holding. I have 2 bags
That's
here.
what you think the ban is going to be?
No, that's what I'm betting.
Oh.
Mirror once again.
Mirror.
And then who was the fourth? It was Amari or Amazi?
Zami.
Zami. I remember some of the syllables.
Mommy? I don't know. I realized what I just did to myself. Okay, it's going to be
That's
a Fenrir.
Awesome.
I don't see a whole lot of Fenrir play in esports, honestly. Like,
I think it's just a filler ban.
Maybe.
That's what I've been seeing from like most of the R6 games I've watched.
Huh. Well, let's see what we are going to get out of this. We are getting mostly a similar lineup from Idaho. Just waiting on Aquino to make his. We are getting a Doc coming in on STMU's side and a Pulse. So we are getting a little bit different of a lineup for both teams. But we are seeing the tried and true combo of Thatcher Thermite. Or I think what was the ship name from, like Thurcher or something? Yeah, it was the Thatcher Thermite bromance going on. Yeah, because Thatcher takes out the electricity while Thermite actually does the explosions.
Deploying ADS. Barbed wire going up.
They are a tried and true combo.
Electroclaw is on. Ready to go.
Remember those, like, if you weren't running Thatcher and Thermite in ranked, then you were just throwing whenever I played ranked, because there were no other operators, like there were no EMP grenades or anything. So it had to be Thatcher for everything. So when Thatcher was banned, gotta get
5
creative.
seconds to go.
All right, I'm a little less familiar with this map,
Attacker's
however,
objective is to
so
locate
it
a
will
bomb
be
and
interesting to
defuse it.
see what kind of strategies we see. Well, that's a interesting labyrinth that you have for a starting area for the attackers. And Icy is going to repel and go up.
Activating jammer.
Marky and Aquino are by themselves at the moment. Wow, there are so many entry points. This is a nightmare for
Serious
defenders.
drywall work coming up.
Air job ready to lock them out.
Oh, I see what's going on. And
Oh.
Doc.
Doc is down.
Uh-oh. Doc's in trouble, but he's got backup now, but it does not matter.
Bomb diffuser.
All right.
It's gonna be kind of close here. If they have a grenade or anything, now's the time to use it, Vandals. That's not a grenade. I wanna know what's going through. What's going through Carlos' head right now? Oh, he's trying to. Yep, he gets
Shooting
the
at his toes.
Give me the toes. I think he's still alive. Yeah, how is he? Okay, it was Dirty Dave.
There were 2 people there?
No, it was Dave. Dave was the only one that was sitting in there, but he was probably just... If I was in that position, I would be screaming for my teammates to come over and save me. Because there is... Yeah. Help! Michael! Don't leave me! Oh, Carlos gets icy when he's looking the wrong way. And we're going to have another conflict. Chan manages to
taking
get
out
revenge on
Carlos.
Carlos, and
Oh.
Aquino finishes off Phantom there. Rather interesting rounds from the Vandals.
Hey, I mean, things got a little bit tense. I think they're glad to have that done.
Yeah. I can't. I feel so bad for Dave. That was such a bad. This was such
unlucky.
a bad one.
It's a little unlucky, I gotta say.
Again, I did just get confirmation that this is in fact UI's map pick, so I think we are going to be a little more comfortable in this map. Hopefully, if we aren't, I'm going to be very upset.
And we're also following with the attacker energy as well. You know, we did finish off second half of Chalet on attacker pretty well, if I do say so myself. So I feel like going into this map with attacker on first half might be a little bit better. I don't know, because I gotta wait for St. Mary's to win a round.
Yeah. And going back to when Dave was in that bit of a predicament, I did notice that Icy was doing a big brain play by trying to use Nomad's airburst grenade to try and knock him out of that area. I don't know how,
10 seconds remaining.
but he ended up knocking him in the other direction, further into the wall, which led to his body rotating and exposing his feet.
Attackers' objective is to locate a bomb
Which
and defuse it.
was both really unfortunate and made me feel kind of bad because that doesn't make sense.
Always have room.
But also, it's kind of cool to see the gadgets being used in such a strange way. I don't know how much of Rainbow Six have you played, and like of the operators, are there any that you actually don't know what they do?
Stand by to witness the punch.
The majority of my R6 experience is me hopping on for like an hour and playing arcade game modes. In terms of actual play, I don't know. I know, like, I think the majority of year one ops, that's probably a lie. I know a few of them. I recognize Ash. I don't remember what most of them do, but I know their names, kind of.
Okay, that's fair.
So this is more of a learning experience for me. Oh, an unfortunate trade. Whoa, nope, never mind.
Okay.
We made the best of it. Are we gonna play aggressive here? Maybe, maybe not.
I think the Vandals are going to be playing a little bit more aggressively on this map because we're more familiar with it.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, literally as you said it.
And we're going to have a big breach into sight here.
A bomb has been located.
Oh, Marky taking out Dave. Yeah, so unless Sync kind of just locks in and something really, really unfortunate happens, that was kind of what I was expecting out of that round.
So here's a question. This is something that I don't understand from a lot of Rainbow Six players. I'll see a Rainbow Six player will throw a flashbang into the room. And keep in mind, flashbangs in Rainbow Six don't work like the same in like Valorant or CS. Where in Valorant and CS, you're blinded for like a solid 3 seconds. In Rainbow, you're blinded for maybe 1.5 to 2 seconds. So it's a little bit less powerful. But every single time that I see someone use a flashbang, they throw it in, it goes off, they wait 1.5 to 2 seconds, and then they push. I don't see a whole lot of people throwing the flashbang as a method of pushing. And I don't understand why, because that's what I would
Attackers need to
do. But
locate
then again,
and
I'm not
defuse
on the
bomb.
Rainbow Six team.
Exactly. I was
So-
like, I just work here, man. I
I
don't
don't know,
know.
man. I just work here.
I feel like maybe it's an opportunity for them to kind of bait for time for a little bit, because if the flash doesn't actually last for that long, there's still going to be a little bit of time of them like trying to reposition, trying to figure out, okay, what am I going to do here? Or am I just going to make them think I'm going to push in and just make them even more schizophrenic?
Woe be upon you.
10
But yeah,
seconds to
I've
insertion.
never understood the strategy, or I guess
5 seconds
in this case
to
it would be
insertion.
lack thereof strategy with flashbangs. They always seem more like a distraction than an actual
Attacker's
tool.
objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
But I don't know. I only ever made it to like gold, so I can't really say much. Everyone on this team is infinitely better than me at this game, so. Okay, let's see. It looks like we're on a ground floor. I think this is ground floor. I guess the ground floor doesn't exactly make sense because this whole map is elevated. but ground floor in relativeness.
Yeah.
And looks like we are going to successfully get that thermite off. Love hearing just the echo throughout the entire map.
Attackers have located a bomb.
And we found the site. Half of us are still outside for some reason. Aquino
Dave.
finding Dave again.
No, just let him do the whole thing. I mean, like.
Yeah. Oh, he's playing Deimos. Yep, that. He's just give Aquino Deimos and then just send him in. We'll send the rest of the team once he's done. Oh boy. Oh my God, what is happening
Okay.
here? Everything is exploding.
Airstrike planted.
See that drone?
Oh, just missed the operator over there. I'm not sure if you saw him.
Attackers dropped the diffuser.
Oh.
Oh. Hey, check your corners. I don't know, man.
Wait.
Good trade though. Good
Yeah.
trade.
Yeah, that was that was pretty. I would not have been able to make that flick. And there's the flashbang being used.
Has reactivated.
I can't see where anyone is.
Oh, the fuser's down. I was thinking, I was like, we have so much space and we have so much time. What happened? Ooh.
Ooh, Carlos finds Icy. There we go. Okay, so Carlos and Sync are the two alive. I don't know where any of the Vandals are right now. Looks like they are the floor above. There we go, and going down, and there we go. Aquino finding another. Aquino might be searching for the quad.
I'll find you and end you.
Kind of has to
Attackers have
do
recovered their
something
diffuser.
here. Obviously, 20 seconds. Never mind.
Oh,
Well, he did something. Kind of has to do something. 20 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah.
He figured out something to do, man.
Aquino just waited for his gadget to recharge, and he's like, all right, I have my next target. Time to go. And he won every single time.
I'm just glad that they're feeling comfortable. You know, the last round, or last map was a little bit hard during first half, but this seems a little bit nicer for the Vandals,
Yeah.
for sure.
I think it was harder for them because, oh, please give me a Cav play. No, not Vigil. Give me Cav.
They
Caveira-
hate you.
Caveira is my main, and I don't ever see her
Attackers need to
in
locate and defuse as many bombs as they
ranked or
can.
sports or anything, and it makes me very sad. Cav is such a fun operator. I I told the last caster who casted with me this, but in Rainbow Six, I am probably one of the most hated kinds of players in this game because I play Caveira and Jackal as my mains. Caveira is one where if she knocks you, she can interrogate you and basically reveal all the positions of your teammates for like 5 to 10 seconds. Like, it's
10 seconds
insane.
to insertion.
And it's a live ping as well, so I can see exactly where you're moving.
Mhm.
And
5
then
seconds
Jackal,
remaining.
I can find the footsteps of other players and scan it to reveal their location.
Attackers
And it
objective
reveals
is
it
to
to all
locate
of
a
my
bomb and
teammates, and
defuse
it's very, very stressful to be tracked by Jackal. And I just tend to be so annoying in ranked because I play those operators. But then if any of those operators are banned, then I'm kind of screwed because I am a one-trick pony.
That's very fair. That's why I'm hoping Overwatch doesn't introduce hero bans, because I'm going to be cooked like all the time.
I don't know. Are there enough operators, or I guess heroes in Overwatch to warrant a hero ban?
I mean, not the same amount as R6, but there's plenty. There's like 40 something, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're fine.
Bomb located.
They're putting Mozzie in a real bad position here. Getting that line of sight open straight into where he is. No, I didn't notice we had a Valkyrie this time, but we do have a Ram. Oh, we don't have a Deimos this time. Oh,
Oh.
ouch, I heard that one. And Icy finds Phantom. Getting revenge for the kill on Marky. And more explosions.
Love to
more
see it.
explosions. That is a very interesting.
Breach charges and go.
Ooh,
Oh.
almost getting him. There's another one. Can he find the kill?
They're gonna try and poke for it, certainly. Did they find the damage that they needed?
They got him down to about 24 health.
Okay.
Yep, there it is. Chan finds Carlos. Ooh, he might have the backfire on him. As he is going to be facing up against Doc here, or Dave. He's looking for anyone.
All right.
Still just having a grand old time in that corner.
Attackers are active.
Placed the bomb there. But now we got a 3v4 situation. Ooh, 2v4 situation where Chan finds Mozzie. And I'm gonna be completely honest, I'm not sure what was happening there.
Me neither. Hey, but we took another point. That's what happened.
Another point. Another win for the OG. Okay, we have 2 more rounds until the switch. Aquino is pulling ahead as usual.
Per usual.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This is kind of just what Aquino does. I believe Aquino, Aquino is the champion on our team.
Either the peak champ or the current champ. I think everybody else is Emerald. Is that what that's called? Or is it called Jade?
I want to. So we have it goes Diamond, Platinum, Emerald, Champion.
Attackers
I
need
think.
to locate and defuse as many
Synthetic
bombs
can
as
yell
they
at me in the chat if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But yeah, we do have a champion. In context of other games, champion is like the maximum rank, so it's I wouldn't say on par with something like Radiant in Valorant or
It's more like a high immortal.
yeah,
Because there's like levels to champion as well, right?
I
Jammer ready to activate.
think so. I could be wrong.
Well, because it's not in the same way of like divisions as like 3, 2, or 1. It's more like
10 seconds to insertion.
I think if you get into like the top 500, you get a little thing on it. I think,
5
again,
seconds to
Synthetic,
insertion.
yell at me if I'm wrong. Because I always want to compare Champion to like Apex Predator, but I feel like that is entirely unfair because there's so many champions and you can only have, I think, 500 Predators.
Wall secured. Jammer ready.
Yeah, I'm not super familiar with the intricacies of the ranking system here, but it looks like
Torches out.
I have a side entry here, and I think St. Mary's is kind of gotten. Yep, they've already set up a defense. They've gotten used to this same tactic that we've used a few times now. So I think we're probably going to get punished pretty heavily here, or if we can win this gunfight, then we're going to have an easy entrance in.
I'm going to call that whoever gets the first pick here might just take the round because of exactly what you said. You know, the Vandals are using the same kind of strategy over and over. So if St. Mary's is actually able to take one of them out during this push,
And once again, Dave finds him in a spot where he's having to prone to keep himself alive. So much utility being popped in right now. And everyone's just Ooh, Dave has to be careful here.
Ooh.
Yep, Marky finds him.
oh,
Wow.
had the angle and still lost the fight. That's so unfortunate.
That's on. I think if he didn't move, he would have won that.
Try to witness the punch.
Because I don't think his head was even visible, to be honest. Looks like we're going to get another shot into the defense.
Coming right up.
Carlos is sneaking around. I don't know who that is, but he's still on his camera. Marky finds Carlos on the flank. Phantom and Sync are still... Actually, wait, is it Sync or Slink? I
Looks
think
like-
it's Sync.
No, it's
Attackers have located
Okay.
a bomb.
Akina's taking out Sync, and Akina's taking out Phantom. Not Phantom, Phantom. for the last kill of that round.
Ooh. Yep, you were right. Whoever got that first pick was the one who won the round. And I think it was...
Because in a situation like that, again, like, if the same combo is working, you're going to have to figure out what to do to go against it. And I don't think that St. Mary's is as prepared to try and work around that as the Vandals are to actually execute it. So at that point, it's just going to be a situation of, is this going to work? Or are we going to get S-worded on, I don't know if I can say that on stream.
You can't.
And then try and figure out what else to do from there. But
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they
I don't know.
I think, here's my theory. Again, based off of the information that I got off of R6 Tracker, I think since this is kind of a newer map and a much more complex map than Chalet, I don't know if they have a whole lot of strategies for Chalet. Because with our team,
you mean Nighthaven?
No, comparing Nighthaven to Chalet.
Oh, yeah.
So Nighthaven is a really complex map when it comes to Rainbow Six. There's a lot more angles. Like, you can see just how many rooms there are. If you take a look at this overhead, you can just look at that right there. Look how many different rooms there are. There are so many hallways. There's soft walls where you can break those to make more lines of sight. And that's just one floor. I'm pretty sure there's 2 or 3 levels to this. And there's a lot of soft walls that lead directly to the outside. There's so many angles of attack that the Vandals can choose here that it's really hard to prepare for that. So you kind of have to go based on popular decision, what things you're seeing in regular ranked matches, and it can be really, really hard for a team to formulate a solid defense. So I think when it comes to this, since this was the Vandals pick, I'm wondering if they were hoping on getting attackers first. Because I think letting St. Mary's be on defense first would be a really good tactic for.
Well, I mean, I would imagine they also just choose to play attack first.
Yeah,
but
because something that very well could happen is when the round switches, we might see a bit of a comeback from St. Mary's, because this is, in my opinion, a very attacker-sided map, just because of all of the different angles that you have. You have a lot of freedom, and roamers. Oh my gosh, roamers are terrifying on this map. And Marky's in a bit of trouble here. Down and... oh, I thought he was dead for a second, but apparently not, as Chan finds Phantom. And Marky is rescued. And it is down to a 3v4. All 3 of them are staying in sight. Vandals are floating around on a upper floor. Yep. Might be. Oh, okay. Ram is creating a lot of lines of sight down there. And Aquino just walks right in and finds a kill. Aquino
in very typical fashion. Carlos is now icy though. Don't know if that impact is going to be nearly enough to do anything decent for him here. However, Aquino is kind of just running around right in the Carlos's crosshair.
I think Aquino is just kind of roaming a little bit, but I think the Vandals are in sight now, so I think we are going to find a plan here. Yep, there it is. There's Marky. And Azami is really going to have to struggle here for this, I think. Uh-oh, you don't notice behind. You can go under there?
Wow. Hey, love that one, I think. The Vandals are showing me things I didn't even think were possible with view models and freaking character heights and whatnot.
All I'm going to say is that if I died to that, I'd be crashing out right now.
I just forfeit. I mean, like, what else am I going to do against that? Also,
I would be beyond
could have
upset.
been a prone, though.
What?
Could have been a prone, though.
No, he was prone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was prone. He was just crawling under a desk that was a hard surface that you couldn't shoot into. Oh. So you had to shoot, like, his legs
around it, yeah.
So
no, I couldn't imagine
would
that would
so
be a very easy
if I died to
situation.
that.
So, match point, side switch. Vandals going 6-0 against St. Mary's right now.
many bombs as they can.
Putting up a pretty good performance during the first half. Now let's just see. They're able to finish out the map flawlessly.
Well done.
Ooh, I see a blitz on
Attackers
the
have
other
located
team.
a bomb.
I always want it. Just one player. Just give me one player who is cracked that blitz, and I will be so happy because I know it's not just me who gets matched up against those people. Because I swear, every time I face a blitz,
10 seconds
this
to
person
insertion.
is just recreating the blitzkrieg by just running into sight and
5
finding
seconds
me.
remaining.
Just me. Every single time.
Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
Let's see. What is our strategy? Okay, we have the same glitch here where you can see the attackers are also highlighted in red.
Impact out.
Not sure what's happening here. Is there a way that we can refresh the outlines here, like turning them on and off again?
Probably going to first person and then going back is all I can really think of.
I counted like seven red operators, and that is a problem. And I don't think that's based off health.
Loading mag.
Love Ubisoft.
All right.
And Dirty
Okay.
Dave gets takes out Marky. Was playing slow and methodical, but Chan finds Mozzie.
Mozzie. Huh.
Here's an iron sights. Impressive. I guess that was iron sights.
Phantom might bleed out here.
Blitz is down. That's never a good spot to be. I don't think he has anyone around him to pick him up. I would be able to tell, but I think Blitz is one of the few that is actually highlighted in red. Yep, there he is. Dirty Dave's coming around to hopefully pick him back up. And it looks like he's going to do that without consequence, so yippee. I thought that explosion just murked him right then and there.
I was like, he's up and he's down.
And Sync finds man that unfortunate flash. Looks like the Vandals are in a bit of trouble here. Chan is finding a double kill, but it is currently 3-3. Health is a bit of a problem right now. Ooh, Chan finds Phantom. We are just getting so much chip damage coming in here. Oh, but he manages to stay up. Aquino is down, and the only person up right now is Icy. Oh, Icy finds Sync.
Wait, this could be massive actually. Only need to take out Dave, who's basically one shot.
Oh, that's really gonna give away his position now. He's got to be really careful here, and Icy finds it for the win.
There it is. I was a little nervous there when Kino got down, but it seems like everything turned out okay for the Vandals.
Yeah, that was
Sure
very
there.
well done. A flawless victory for the Vandals on map 2. And I believe we are best of 3 in this series, so that will result in a win for the Vandals this matchup. And Aquino taking MVP as usual.
Yeah,
we're
11-3 and 4.
Yeah, we are.
Pretty respectable.
We kind of always see Aquino taking that top part of the leaderboard. It's a rare day when he's not. So,
and it's kind of nice to see like how coordinated our R6 team is. Like obviously this is I think the ideal kind of team that you want to have. Like everybody knows how to play with each other and is coordinated and playing off of each other and such like that. And then you just have the one guy who just absolutely solos everybody else.
Yep.
And I think that is the epitome of the R6 team. It makes sense why they kind of just run through a lot of their team. But I mean, still like trying to take things slow, take things kind of patient and methodically as you do in this game.
and to be honest, isn't that kind of like every friend group that plays these kinds of games? You have that one person that's
Who's
just top fragging all the time, and it's really annoying sometimes, but you're also thinking, man, I'm glad he's on my team. I think every group that I've ever played any kind of competitive game, there's always been just that one guy and it's never been me. I have always played with people that are way above my skill level, and so I've been at bottom of the leaderboard many times, but it's like that I kind of had to develop those rat tactics of I'll sit in a corner with a shotgun and I'll take out at least one with me, so I won't be negative and I won't be a burden for the rest of my team. But the Vandals don't have that issue where they have Aquino kind of being the spearhead and everyone else coming in and clearing out, and that's worked very well for them so far.
Absolutely so. I do feel like obviously Chile was a little bit tough, and I'm not sure if it was just they weren't warmed up or they just didn't like really know what to do, and then they figured it out in the second half. Who knows? And respectfully, who cares? We did take the game. I think that is all that they are concerned about. It's all I'm personally concerned about. And you know, we played some great game today. We're going to continue to play some great game tonight. As Smash will have their matchup later tonight playing against a Fisher team. I can't say Fisher because most of those initiated in the collegiate esports scene understand that there is not just one. Unfortunately, there is not just
a
one.
Fisher team.
A Fisher team is going to be playing.
We don't know
tonight.
which one, but one of them.
And we will be sticking around for that. Not me, but hopefully you will. We're going to go on break for a little bit. We do hope that you have enjoyed thus far. Once again, if you're not already, please drop us a follow. If you're feeling generous, you can drop us a subscription, or if you have a free Prime sub lying around, you get some fun emotes, you get a fun badge next to your name, and you get to help support a grassroots collegiate esports organization, which I think is pretty cool.
Only 2 years in the making so far.
Yeah, I mean, like, look at how far we've come. I'd say things look pretty good so far. So, lot to be proud of here. Did I already mention the Discord?
I think you did, yeah.
Okay. I think that's everything that I have to say. You have any parting words for the stream, Wyatt?
Stay tuned as we're going to go into Super Smash against the Fisher team, as you said. So I think we had a great match against the St. Mary's. I think they played well. We played well. And I'm very excited to see who we get to play next.
Heck yeah. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving into the next game where we are starting off for Smash Brothers of U of I versus
A Fisher team.
A Fisher team. There has been a little bit of a rivalry with this school before between U of I and Fisher, but we are hoping to go ahead and break the tie here for 2 of 3, and we will be starting the game shortly. In the meantime, is there any questions you have about what's going to happen?
First of all, what would you like to go by on stream? You know.
You can call me Overlord. Super cringy, a little bit edgy, but I'm cool with it. What about you?
Hi, hey, hello. I go by either Wisp or Willow. I do not care. Most people know me on here by now, probably by the name Wisp. So it is a pleasure to be back, and I'm excited to see how this all goes. It's my first time actually casting a Smash match. And I'm very excited to see how it goes.
Fantastic. But not another name I have to memorize. I'm going to have to do that for everybody on the showcasting team. Oh no. I barely even learned my boss's name this week.
Names are hard. I got you.
It looks like we are starting off with character selection. It looks like Vandals are starting off with Dark Pit. They're currently going advanced in selection for map. It looks like Small Battlefield will be the first place to go.
Such a cool character. I also just love the games. I adore the games. And from my understanding, Dark Pit is very, very similar to the normal Pit character in terms of playstyles, correct?
He is fairly consistent and a lot of players play like him. His entire thing is just use neutrals.
Great.
And he likes to keep himself moving, himself going through the air, and just making sure the enemy can't keep up with his range.
Awesome.
But going against someone like a Bayonetta who has plenty of power nerves and mobility, Dark Pit might be at a slight disadvantage here, but we'll see how this goes on.
Such cool intros.
Absolutely. Starting off aggressive already. Both of them are going for neutrals as Bayonetta is getting first blood. Both of them trying to go viciously to get control of the center stage, but it looks like Bayonetta will escape these combos and go for another 30%. It appears Dark Pit is struggling with the offstage presence as this Bayonetta is comboing in Olivia. Dark Pit is just trying to hold Bayonetta off, but it seems like he just cannot get the grasp of her aerial combo. Might need to alter his playstyle to keep up, but it looks like Bayonetta is trying to set up for the next big play. Dark Pit at 4%, but maybe he can try and get it.
Ouch.
Good reflection from Pit, but I don't think he'll be able to bring it back.
Oh,
Never mind, he does come back from Budge.
Nice.
Absolute edge of the map. Bayonetta with a beautiful dodge and almost gets it out of the map. Pit going with another great reflection from all of Bayonetta's countless projectiles. He is going to make her pay for every percent, but it is going to be difficult for him at 160% to survive,
Yeah.
and Bayonetta gets it with the back air. Immediately getting aggressive again. It is already getting caught into Bayonetta's combos, but it looks like he is stable to fight back a little bit more this time, as they both try and test out each other's moves. But it looks like Bayonetta will get another combo on him as he tries to fight back, both fighting for center stage. It appears they're both just really trying to get each other into a definite combo system. Have very good combos that can be to upwards of 60% if they get the chance.
Ouch.
It looks
Like that?
Yeah, exactly like that. Welcome to
Just
Smash
off
Brothers where you
screen.
can't see anything on the screen.
Lovely.
But that was a beautiful play by Bayonetta. If Vandals might be in a bad position, if Bayonetta gets a 3-0 here, they're going to be very far behind off the beginning. Beautiful counter from Bayonetta. Sadly, they cannot capitalize on it. Maybe Pit can try and go for the stock here, but it seems like he just cannot find an opening against Bayonetta. She almost brought him back up into the air. That would have been a terrible thing for him to re-experience. But it looks like Bayonetta is slowly gaining the, slowly increasing the counter for it as this match is dragging.
Yeah. They definitely seem to be a little bit more evenly matched now that they know each other's playstyles.
Yeah. But unfortunately, by the time Pit is learning these moves, Bayonetta's about to take his third stock. If they maybe have the chance to go for a rematch, it might be a little bit better, but I don't think he will get that chance.
Yeah.
Another good reflection of stopping Bayonetta from closing stage, that they're both at 130%. Any decent attack will get them killed. Cannot afford to make a mistake. Which unfortunately is what just happened. Bayonetta managing to get a side back air back of its skull and knocked him off stage.
That was definitely unfortunate.
Very strong start.
Yeah. But hey, maybe we'll make a comeback.
It's absolutely possible.
Yeah.
I've gotten owned 6'd before in these types of situations.
Oh, that is awful.
It happens.
I mean, yeah. I'm amazed by how quickly these players are able to change up their strategy. Just like that. It's amazing.
They have, if they've been playing the game for as long as possible, just for this version alone, they could have upwards of, I want to say, 5 years of muscle memory to work with.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's been a while for this game.
I did not know about that.
If you
wow.
include older generations, they could be playing it for as long as I have in almost 20 years.
Dang.
Still garbage, though.
Fair. And it looks like we got a Kazuya coming up on our team.
Yep, they're going through Vans currently at the moment. I would assume they're going for a place like Final Destination, somewhere where there's plenty of open space for Kazuya to just dominate the central part of the platform and just use his enormous attack power to just open him off stage.
Interesting. So, would you say he's more of like a tank or a DPS focused?
He's kind of a mix between both. He
Okay.
isn't as like heavy as Bowser is,
Yeah.
but out of characters with knockback power, Kazuya is probably one of the highest.
Interesting. Do you think do you think they're trying to like counterpick in order to try and get Bayonetta far enough away from them?
I don't think it could be considered a counter pick.
Mhm.
The thing is, Kazuya has a lot more over moves than it does, so
Okay.
the matchup's going to be a little bit better. But the thing is, with Bayonetta counter, Kazuya moves are very predictable unless if you play perfectly, which
Yeah.
leads her to just do those combos like she's doing on
Yeah.
all over. But it looks like we will be starting very, very shortly.
Awesome.
Final Destination does appear to have been the map pick. Tell me.
Nice. It's almost like you've been playing this game for a while.
I do what I can with it. But it looks like the game is starting. Kazuya is trying to go for a decent opener. If he has good electric god like this might be an okay matchup. It looks like Bayonetta's already warmed up with her combos for a bit. There's a reason people don't like fighting.
They're so fast. Both of them are so fast.
The thing is, you can deal with the speed. The issue is the amount of urgency it has over other abilities. Because if you're going for like neutral attacks, it's going to outrange it. If you go for smash attack, it's going to interrupt. It's just a fantastic tool in almost all areas. It looks like Kazuya is going to get a demon drive, which leads to 50%, but Kazuya cannot take advantage of the damage just put in. As such, it's going to be very difficult for him.
That's very, very fair. So I gotta admit, the map for this is very pretty and a little distracting.
Final Destination is known as like the final arena for most of the campaign for this type of game, so it has a lot of detail for it. If you're ever interested, I can show you a video about like the story behind it, but that's besides the
Interesting.
point.
I might take you up on that eventually. We'll see.
It looks like Kazuya is finally able to get into a combo, but it looks like he dropped the auto combo, but it seems like he's also trying to struggle to break through her armor. This Bayonetta is using the same combo to such great success. I don't think they know how they're going to be able to go against it. You might just have to try and use command grab, but I don't think he sees the opportunity.
I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, unfortunate to say, because it's not in our favor, but hey.
Well, yeah. The thing to keep in mind is she took Kazuya out before he could activate Demon Drive, which would have absolutely demolished her at 90%. But
Interesting.
he's just playing so cautious because he knows if he messes this up, they're going to be 0-6, which would be even more devastating than pulling through.
Yeah, just a little.
Oh, but a decent
Ooh.
parry, but he can't really do a whole lot off. He needs to have instant reactions from combos.
Which is rough.
His Bayonetta's movement is really cool. Unfortunately, it seems like the percentages are tight again. Kazuya might just straight up die here on the ledge. But he does manage to make it back. He has Demon Drive. He can maybe get a stock.
Not looking very promising though.
He tries to go for the man grab side attack, but it just doesn't work. Come on, man. Make the one stock. You can do it.
You got this.
I'm not one for throwing favoritism, but I'm throwing favoritism.
Oh, come on. It's our school. Ah.
Unfortunately, Bayonetta will do another 3-0. Leading to a 6-stock advantage, leading into UI's third character.
Little rough.
It is very rough. They've gone through half the UI team, and they have not died once. I know these are very bad matchups, so hopefully they're just like probing defenses for when we go into the second half.
Yeah. Positivity, positivity.
Positivity. Sure.
That pause said worlds.
I can't
Words.
even get sleep and you want positivity. Duh, man. Ding, am I right?
Hey, you're a college student. You can survive off little sleep. Come on.
See, I have me this far. You're not wrong. It looks like they will be throwing in Falco and trying to go for, and the match will be Battlefield. It'll be interesting to see how they take advantage of the platform stages here. Falco loves to try and chain combos off of platforms. So if he can manage to find an opening that works against a Bayonetta, it could work out really well for him.
Interesting. I think that's probably what they're banking on at this point.
Yeah, it's incredibly difficult matchups all around thus far against Bayonetta.
Also, I gotta say, the colors just complement each other. That's so off topic, but still.
Good rival colors.
Very true. Classic blue and red.
Bayonetta also appears to be like these platforms, but thus far they both seem to be probing each other's weaknesses. It seems as if Falco is at least able to get a decent enough combo on her. If he can do this consistently, it should be alright for him. But it seems like she is also still working really well here.
Well, they were tied up for a moment.
Well, yeah. And the thing to keep in mind is even if you're 100%, like, 100% ahead of your opponent, it takes one good combo for you to pick up neutral.
Yeah. I think we've seen that a little bit already today.
Oh, absolutely. The games are so incredibly volatile in this sort of circumstance.
Ah, that's a little unfortunate.
Now he makes it back. Falco has incredible mobility, and Bayonetta's going to struggle with that. Unfortunately, he is at 130%, which means one decent attack is not even his mobility can save him. But it does look like he will finally take the first stock from Fisher. However, if he gets kicked in the back of the head, I don't think he'll be surviving.
Positivity.
I am being positive.
Hey, I mean, you were.
Interesting chip damage against Bayonetta. It seems like he's just trying to get as much damage off on her before he loses his stock. But
Which does make the most sense in terms of this. If you can just take at least one stock off, that's really helpful, especially for something like this, I suppose.
yeah, absolutely. The thing to keep in mind is maybe Bayonetta is entered first because that's the strongest person on their team. If you can take her out, the game could get easier.
Yeah.
But
Or it could be the complete opposite, too.
most teams, at least from my experience, tend to have their opener be their second best, and then leave their best as what's known as the position of weaker, which is their final character on the roster.
That makes sense.
And then have everyone in between be kind of do what you can, take as much as you can, kind of water.
Yeah.
But
Those combos are devastating.
and there's not a whole lot he can do about it. He can maybe try and use Reflector to try and chip her out of her combo. Unless he does a fantastic spike throwing
That is
Bayonet off the ledge.
Beautiful.
Unfortunately, his life is forfeit as compensation for his spike. But he's already taken 2, which is infinite times higher than what the rest of his team has managed to take against Bayonetta.
Yeah.
But but it looks like his combo is working really effectively against him. But Bayonetta is
Was.
turning it against him and trying to force him off ledge. My lord, can she have any more movement in the air? Oh no, not a repeat. Falco, get out of there. Bayonetta using fantastic air control to keep Falco constantly on the edge. It's just a battle of one more stock left, but he might die here if he gets hit by that combo again.
Still, just getting those 2 stocks off is monumental.
The question is, can their last player take the third?
I mean, you never know.
Yeah, you're right. U of I is about to be on their anchor, which theoretically should even battle them a little bit. They'll have to play perfect. Unfortunately, Falco
Yeah.
will be knocked out from neutral combo from Bayonetta. It was a close fight, though.
It was.
This will put Fisher at an 7 stock lead.
7.
It is
7,
9 to
yes.
2.
Yeah, I know
you-
math.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Don't ask my discrete mathematics class, but I know math. Yeah.
My tone is definitely not dripping with sarcasm. He says, also just sick and tired of math.
Listen, I'm a computer science major. I gotta learn math as much as I don't want to.
I believe their anchor is a min-min player, so I
Interesting.
suspect they're gonna go for a medium-sized map like yes.
Okay.
But we will see.
Yeah. I have no clue who is.
Where it went on that.
I don't know. I'm not in your brain.
I'm not even. Anyway,
Happens to the best of us.
this has thus far been a. Oh, I was gonna say. Currently, it is 9 to 2 in favor of Fisher. If their anchor for U of I is able to take out,
Bayonetta stop.
Bayonetta stock without losing a stock, be able to get the reset on their HP, which would be really nice if they can just cycle players with low stock lossage.
Yeah.
But it appears that they're currently deliberating on what stage to go on.
Which is fair.
Maybe they'll even. I'm assuming it's either going to be PS2 or Talos. Those are very
Okay.
good maps for Min-Min.
What is Min Min's playstyle? I'm gonna be honest, I've never even heard of them.
I don't know what game Min-Min originates from, but she has extendo arms. You know, like those T-Rex toys where you
Oh my
hold
God,
the
I
trigger and they
love
go
that.
yum yum yum. That's her, except she can turn it from a T-Rex into a 50-pound soccer ball.
Oh, I love that.
Oh look, it is Kalos. Bayonetta sacrificing the 2 stock she had lost from the previous fight. Looks like the magic is going in. So the way Min-Min is going to play this is she's going to try and go for as much poke damage as possible so she can arc her combos with the belts. If she can do that, if she can do that effectively, she'll be able to stop that from happening. But unfortunately, Bayonetta is just seeing through every move thus far.
A little too speedy.
It's not even that she's too speedy. It's just there's no real good.
That is
There's no good
awful.
defense amongst these characters
Yeah.
without like perfect air dodges.
See why people don't really like Bayonetta players now.
Well, they like Bayonetta herself. That's for other reasons.
Yeah, and I understand that.
But it looks
Ooh,
like
close call.
he is trying to put as much pressure on her as possible, but Bayonetta is ripping apart Min-Min as heavy as the others. Taking a 70% stock, though, is not what I was expecting here.
This is rough.
It really, really is rough. If Fisher is able to destroy the anchor here, that'll be a 12 to 2. Not upset, but it's upsetting to us.
Yeah.
The issue is the Min-Min isn't able to effectively stop the combos. They're not
Yeah.
able to keep up with how fast the projectile itself is moving, which I think is the big stop. But it looks like Min-Min is at 100%. If Bayonetta lands a combo, Min-Min is most likely going to die immediately afterwards.
Whatever they got, at least a little.
Take the stock, Min-Min. Don't die.
You got this.
Please.
Ah,
I hate making
ah.
Min-Min's up.
That was so unfortunate.
Mimin's recovery was half a frame away from being successful.
That was so
unfortunate.
unfortunate.
Bayonetta single-handedly wiping out the entirety of the UI team in the first round. Hopefully, they are able to think of a countermeasure against her leading into the second.
Yeah, that is rough.
It absolutely is rough. Is there anything that you noticed during those games that you have questions or want to point out?
Not entirely. Nothing that you haven't already pointed out.
Fair
The
enough, fair enough.
combos are crazy.
Yeah, the movement from Bayonetta was clean. The combos almost uncounterplayable the way she was handling
Yeah.
them. But if they're able to find a character that maybe has like super high resistance to knockback and has like a decent command grab that can go her like through her blue whirls, might be a little bit better of a position.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of their characters lead along those ways. It looks
Yeah.
like they are leading with Falco though, for UI.
Once again.
I believe the map pick is going to be from Fisher, and they are choosing Battlefield.
Interesting. Okay.
If they open up with Bayonetta again, they're running Snake.
You don't sound very happy about that.
If they are competent with Snake, we are about to see 50,000 grenades, and that is the entirety of the gameplay.
Oh no!
Snake is a projectile spammer character, which is
I
incredibly
see.
difficult to deal with if you have no idea how to counter. He'll set up C4s on ledges. He's gonna throw grenades. He's gonna be shooting rocket launchers. It's gonna be a fantastic time for Falco to deal with, but he does have Reflector, which would be super useful to stop. But
So what is Reflector, if you don't mind me asking?
so Reflector, for Falco, it's specifically his shine ability. But the way Reflectors work is any
That?
any
Okay,
projectiles thrown into Reflector get launched back, and if they hit their target, they typically get their damage amplified.
Okay.
The issue here is that Snake has already set up his defensive position so effectively already,
Yeah.
and Falco is able to really stop that. And with that set up, he's going to find it very difficult to even ship Snake.
Yeah. We can see he has, what did I just say? Chipped a little.
Absolutely. The thing is, Snake has good recovery downwards, but if he's launched too high up into the air, Falco will have undisputed dominance in aerial combat. See, that Reflector was fantastic work for the grenades.
Yeah.
He's trying to take advantage of grenades.
Taking damage from Bulb.
Yeah. Snake using the good old butterfly bomb. But unfortunately, Falco will lose his second stock as Snake has hit 120%. People who are playing these really understand their characters well, and it's making it incredibly difficult to fight to make it against.
However,
Snake managing to DI before running out.
nope.
I can only
Dang.
assume Snake was throwing 30 grenades on the way back.
It's such an interesting grab move.
Well, that's because each character has 4 different grabs for the direction
Interesting.
they're doing.
Okay.
Snake's doing the lay down grab so he can drop grenades at his feet, immediately shield out of the grabs above his opponent.
Okay.
If Falco's at a higher percentage, he can go for a more aggressive grab, which will just launch him off the ledge.
Wow. That would be unfortunate.
It would be unfortunate, but it looks like Falco will be able to take a stock. Already starting off better than we were in the previous round.
Woohoo!
But I expect that Falco is going to immediately die. Caster Curse, I'm sorry.
Why did you say something?
Comedic timing, mostly.
How dare you curse us? Either way, hey, we started off way better than last time considering Falco managed to get a stock off.
0 to 1 is technically an infinite percentage. You can see why my math professor doesn't like me.
Logic.
Logic is not what goes on in my head.
When does it go on in anyone's head?
Before Skibidi Toilet was around.
Don't even. Do not.
You can call me old, I don't mind. It is sad I can speak brain rot, though.
There. I mean, Just shows you've had a lot of time to adapt in the internet. You could take that however you wish. I mean it generally as a compliment.
Fair enough. It is nice to be able to at least understand what they're going through. But besides the point of speaking brain rot, I assume the next match is going to start shortly. Who do you think they're going to be sending out?
Against Snake? Projectile cover kit. Okay.
They're running Bowser. They're going to be playing fast, they're going to be playing aggressive, and they're going for early kill percents. Bowser should work well here if they're able to get on top of Snake.
Interesting. Okay.
Why is there a 200-pound lizard?
I'm gonna assume that is what. Oh, right.
They lost the stock.
Right. Forgot about that. That does happen.
Where's my cardboard box? But it looks like Snake is already trying to set up grenades, and it is already working out well.
Like him.
I'm assuming he's going to set up butterflies soon. As Bowser managed to catch them, but he cannot throw them away fast enough before Snake detonates.
So you can catch the grenades and throw them back?
Most people's projectiles can be caught. King K. Rool's crown can be caught. Diddy's banana peel can be caught. Snake's grenades can be caught. The issue is how easy it is for them is significantly different.
That is
because
rough.
Snake can detonate his grenades after a short time limit. They're automatic.
Okay.
So by the time you catch them, they're typically about to explode if the snake is on.
I'm sorry. I lost track of what you said. It looks like he's using a Roomba.
I didn't say Roomba.
No, it looked like Snake was using a Roomba to fly up.
Oh.
It looked like a Roomba.
You're talking about his recovery chute.
Yes, it looks like a Roomba.
I can't believe we finally found out how to use technology.
Tell me that does
the
not.
The Roomba's the ultimate recovery device.
Tell me that does not look like a Roomba.
It does not. I don't believe Roombas can fly and also
What do you
have
mean?
balloons.
What do you mean?
But,
Have you never seen a flying Roomba?
I don't believe I have, believe it or not.
What? You've never... What about the Roombas that are in planes? Those are flying.
I mean, I've only been in a plane once. I do not recall a Roomba being there. But Bowser is managed to put on decent percent. They're not able to find a decent killer move until now.
Nice.
They're at high percent. If Snake can get a decent butterfly bomb on Bowser, it might just straight up kill percentage. But we will see Bowser being launched into the air like crazy. 30%.
Yeah.
Snake just kind of having his way with Bowser.
Ouch, yeah.
There's the butterfly bomb. But you can see why Snake can be really difficult to deal with. Such short cooldowns, and he can maintain such area control that it's difficult for anybody to fight back.
Yeah. Ah.
But it does look like Bowser is giving him a run for his money at the moment. If they can take the stock, this will be an all-right position to be in for I next character.
I'm hoping at least.
Well, Bowser command grab should kill him if he landed again. But
You can hear those bombs up above.
why are there pins falling from the sky? Bam, bam, bam. Unfortunately, Snake will manage to get Bowser with an up tilt, leading to Snake having claimed 6 stocks thus far.
That was rough. But hey,
6-2 is better than 12-2.
I was going to say it's better than 12 to 2. That's exactly what I was about to say. I don't know what they might play next, considering I do not know what our players would choose.
I mean, Min-Min's still going to be their anchor, I would assume, so that
Yeah.
Kazuya,
Okay.
because Falco's already
But
out.
you did notice we had a Bowser that did not
One
appear
of the
last
players definitely swapped out.
Yep.
It was the Dark Pit last time.
Yep.
Into Bowser. Used to be slightly more
right.
effective. I
Forgot
think
about
they
that.
forgot that Snake has already died twice. Colonel, there's a demon on the battlefield. I don't
That
think
was-
50 millimeter is going to cut it.
What that might have been, it was also just a possible button check just to make sure things work out correctly.
Yeah, and warmers are super important in this type of situation. But it looks like Kazuya manages to land a strike, but isn't able to take advantage of it. It seems like he's just kind of throwing out just to throw moves. trying to use Reflector Kick to throw grenades back. He does manage to throw an Godwin Fist, but doesn't get anything off it other than Snake off stage. Snake currently throwing exorbitant amount of explosives.
What game is Kazuya from?
He is from Tekken.
Okay.
He is one of the main characters, and he is legit. He's like an actual demon.
I would never have guessed based on his design and the way he just becomes a demon.
Yeah, he's the counter to all the Street Fighter characters in this game.
How interesting.
Yeah, it does look like they're both at relatively high percentages. If Kazuya can land an even try, Snake should just straight up die. But it is getting incredibly difficult for him to approach as Snake just slowly absorbs more and more of the map.
I think it could go either way at this point.
It's just a matter of who lands the next big attack. Well, look, Butterfly Bomb is down. There's only one grenade on the field. There was a time for Kazuya to play effective and not jump into a rocket. Now is the time.
I am hoping that... Ooh, that's
that was
rough.
a beautiful triple rocket from Snake. Unfortunately, Kazuya was not able to take advantage of it.
I am hoping we can at least get this one stock off.
It should be possible. Snake is at 100%, which is enough damage for Kazuya to literally land even an auto combo and Snake dies. The issue is landing the first hit.
Yeah.
Because the thing to keep in mind is, when you press A for like your inputs, you can sometimes just pick the grenade and it just messes up your entire combo.
Yeah.
But Kazuya might die here without getting to use Demon Drive. Snake taking 8 stocks thus far.
I'm gonna be honest, I forgot the shields existed.
Well, if you're good, shielding is useful, but parrying is better, which is what they do where they get that like flash of white light that prevents all damage.
Interesting, okay.
And the thing, if you're over-reliant on shields, shield broken, it looks like Snake is going to take a total of 9 stocks. Kazuya, unfortunately, unable to take 0.
That...
I is struggling against just the openers.
Yeah, that's a little rough, to say the least.
Well, I might just kill 12. Who knows? I'm in a kooky kind of. I love Snake. Snake is one of my favorite characters of all time.
What is he from?
He is from the Metal Gear Solid.
Okay.
Well, Metal Gear Solid is one of them.
Yeah. All right. Pit's back. Except it's normal Pit.
Looks like Min Min is not the anchor. Apparently, that is what happened. Hopefully, they can take the stock. But we'll see. The Snake and the Bayonetta have been playing absolutely fantastic.
Is that all you got?
But it looks like the game is about to start on PS2, stage 2.
Yeah.
As grenade spam has already started.
PS2? You mean we're playing on a PS2?
No. Silly. PS2s aren't even green. Besides, I don't think Sony would like the licensing errors of Nintendo. Snake already laying hit to 100% with the fantastic control. Already taking the stock with only 25% taken.
Interesting use of baiting, I've noticed.
Well, absolutely. If you can force your enemy to take a lot of percentage, even if they get a good combo in, it's just like how much are you willing to sacrifice for the win?
Yeah.
The one good thing in Pit's favor here is that his down B is also a reflector. When it comes to projectiles, it won't throw them back, it'll prevent him from really having to. But this Snake is an absolute gremlin when it comes to laying down the offensive.
Yeah. Definitely looking rough.
Well, he's at 70%, but it is slowly racking up the damage on his second stock as Snake is laying down these grenades into his face.
Yeah.
I think he's trying to force Snake to keep up with him and just like be as aggressive as possible, which is the way to go against Snake.
Yeah. And
but
it looks like it's trying.
it's working to a degree. The issue is he isn't getting, he's not getting a good opening to finish off
Yeah.
Snake. Snake using a beautiful butterfly bomb to finish off the opponent at 100%.
However, we're so close. We're so close.
140%. Snake deserves to die. Come on, Pit.
You got this,
Himself with his
Pit.
own grenade. It's 150. Snake throwing out ATG missiles. Sorry, rocket launcher missiles. As he is going for the grenades, he is just trying to do these good setup plays with grabs and grenade tosses.
Oh, that shield, though. 57, come on.
Just needs to be able,
Ah,
with Snake constantly going for these shields, it would be effective for Pit to try and go for a grab maneuver, but he keeps on going for dash attack, which is not going to work in his favor.
yeah.
And Snake's just throwing down. I didn't realize this was a World War II reenactment. But 172%. Come on, man. You got this.
You got this. Just a little bit more.
Snake's gonna go for a jump. Wait, no.
Yes.
He got it.
Yes.
U of I has managed to take down the first full set of 3 stocks.
Hey.
Now all they have to do is kill 11 people without losing a single stock in their match.
We got this. We got this. Positivity. Positivity.
Well, we can test the theory about how well their opener is compared to the rest of their characters now.
Very true. I'm kind of curious at this point now.
I suspect it's not going to be good for you. That is my professional opinion.
Positivity.
I'm positive we're about to get creamed.
I mean, there's a chance.
There's always a chance.
Exactly.
'Cause there is a decent strategy of having your anchor open up the match and take out
Yeah.
as many lives as possible and trust your teammates to finish it up.
Yeah.
The only issue with that strategy is if you do not establish a good lead, it's gonna backfire on you.
Which, yeah, that does make sense. I am curious to see how this team does, like, start.
I wonder if they're gonna throwing out next. If it's Bayonetta again, they're gonna struggle. It's
Jigglypuff.
Jigglypuff! Who's that Pokemon? It's Pikachu! U of I going to have to get rid of their first 2 stocks. Don't let the calm, peaceful demeanor of Jigglypuff fool you. That is a demon more so than Kazuya.
Really?
Yeah. If she lands rest on you once, you are a dead man.
Oh. It's just like the actual game.
Jigglypuff, you just got killed into a billion pieces.
I used
Not
to
a
be able to do a mean impression of Jigglypuff.
You want to hear my Jigglypuff impersonation?
I would love to.
I'm Jigglypuff. They call me Jigglytuff. But it does look like they're finally managing to land some percentages after a rather slow beginning. Jigglypuff almost landing an early kill with that fantastic rest, managing to stop the smash attack from Hit by mashing the heck out of the controller. Hit's already within death percentages. When she did her sleep attack, she does a bunch of burst high knockback, and she puts a flower on your head that can deal upwards of like 30% more damage.
Well, that
which
is
incredibly difficult to
awful.
deal with, but that's why she calls sleep afterwards.
Okay.
But it looks like Pit is just trying to do his best to hold Jigglypuff off, as Jigglypuff is just enjoying the bottom of the stage. This is looking rough, folks. Pit managed to get hit with Jigglypuff's side B. Sorry, neutral B rather, as he is just trying to land a neutral on Jigglypuff. Does manage to get the grab in as Pit tries to use arrow for offstage pressure. Trying to go for a nice spike to take out Jigglypuff's stock, but I do think Jigglypuff is going to land nothing.
Ooh.
I say nothing. I'm not caster cursing.
You better not. Hey.
You know, if Pikachu had, I call it Pikachu. I was gonna say, if Jigglypuff
However.
rested there, Hit does manage to DI back, but I do think Jigglypuff is going to try take. Never mind. Hit barely managed to avoid all of Jigglypuff's moves off ledge. Hopefully, he can manage to take another stock, but it's gonna be difficult at 160%.
There's a chance. There's always a chance.
It's throwing out neutrals like crazy. It does appear to be slowly but steadily working. Maybe the plan is death by 1,000 cuts.
28 stab wounds.
28 stab wounds. At this point, it's probably 56 scimitar slashes. At some point, the opponent will die from blood loss. Or old age.
Or exhaustion, you know.
3 fantastic win cons. Surprisingly, Pit is managing to hold on at 170%, leaving Jigglypuff at 100%, and managed to take a second stock. Could we see a reverse sweep here? That would be absolutely amazing.
It is looking
still
rough,
alive.
though.
Still alive. Keep strong. Keep strong,
Got
Pit.
this.
Does manage to get successfully back onto ledge. 200%. If Jigglypuff, unfortunate. If Jigglypuff had breathed in his direction successfully, that would be incredibly different. That would have been a death sentence. Hit, though, did put up tremendous spirit in that fight. I was not expecting the second stock to go through.
That was beautiful, though.
But that is unfortunately all the live stream view of I. But rather than 12-2, it was 12-5. If given 3 more sets of matches, it would become significantly closer. Following the statistics, 2-5, 8-11, fantastic odds.
Hey, there was a chance, and I think both teams did really well. Those first 2 leads were just...
It went down the wrong pipe.
Don't die. It's not healthy.
That's fine. It's fine.
Those first 2 leads for Fisher?
Yes.
Fisher. Yes. We're
Fisher, for sure.
we're just really rough.
Absolutely. The skill they demonstrated was, from what I can tell, their opener was definitely their strongest player. You didn't get enough data to see the rest of the players to confirm that bias, but it would make sense. Unfortunately, that is 0-2 favor for Fisher, and Move I is sadly lost in this set of matches, but hopefully we'll be able to see a stronger impact in the next game. Is there anything you want to lead off with?
Not that I can think of other than, you know, my usual hydrate or dihydrate, all that fun stuff. Have a good night, day, or
whatever
afternoon.
time zone you're currently in.
Whatever time zone you're currently in.
Thank you all for joining us. We appreciate the support and the viewer retention. We will be streaming sometime soon, shortly. Sometime soon.
Tomorrow? Possibly. Yes, tomorrow.
Well, we'll keep the announcement posted.
Yeah.
If you're interested, go ahead and check us out. It would be super lovely to have your guys' support continuing to move forward. In the meantime, I hope you guys have a good night.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.